One of the most mysterious blocks in Minecraft is not exactly what you'd think it to be. The smithing table, as it's called, was added in a recent update in 1.14. However, the craziest part about it is it serves no purpose. I mean, literally, you can't even right-click the block. It just exists. With a super easy crafting recipe of only a crafting table and 2 iron ingots on top, it leaves a lot of mystery as to what exactly this smithing table is going to be used for. And that's where we come in. We found 10 different mods all throughout Minecraft that may give some clues and hints to what this update is going to add. I mean, it sounds far-fetched, but keep in mind, a lot of Minecraft updates in the past have been based off of very popular mods in the Minecraft community. Between all new custom blacksmith armor, different varieties of overpowered weapons, shields that range from functional to just plain wacky, and an upgraded enchantment table that gives access to all sorts of crazy new things. We're going to explore them all today and more, so stick around and let us know your favorite ones. So the first one on the list, and one of my favorites, is going to be the different types of weapons. Some of these are a little wacky and definitely won't be in it. Like, for instance, a Swiss Army knife, yeah, no. A wrench, crowbar, slingshot, broken bottle, I think we could all agree those won't make the cut. However, there are some weapons that really do beg the question of whether or not they'll be in it. These things are mostly items that you've seen throughout history in terms of warfare, like this hammer, scythes, even meteor swords, which were popularized way back in the day. Or who knows, maybe they'll even go a more mythical route, like this ice sword right here, kind of playing on the whole RPG adventure appeal that Minecraft shows to the world. Dropsy, I don't think there's going to be any melon swords, though.
No, I think this is the one that's going to make it.
You think that that's going to make the cut?
This is the one. There's already melons, so I don't see why there couldn't be a melon sword.
By the way, how good is this? Whoa!
Okay.
Next on our list, we have the Smarter Enchanting Table. More or less, imagine a system where you'll be able to have access to all different enchants and pick them out yourself. I mean, how much easier would it be if you could walk up to an enchantment table, know exactly how much XP you would require to level an item up, and then choose the particular thing to level up with it? That's where the Advanced Enchantment Table mod comes into play. Take a look here where you could choose to put, for instance, on a helmet with thorns, apply thorns 1, and on the left it tells you the cost is 351 XP. Or how about with sword sharpness? If you want sharpness 5, that costs 175, but maybe you only have 50 XP. Well, then you could choose to do 35 XP to get sharpness 1. Once you find the enchants you want, you click the enchant button, and boom, your sword then has it. And of course, you could always come back at a later time to add all the other enchants that you might have forgotten. I mean, honestly, even if this doesn't actually apply to the smithing table, I really hope one day enchanting gets an update like this.
Hey, Jerome.
Yeah, what's up?
Does this hurt?
No, because I'm in creative mode. Ha
No,
gotcha! Hit me. Wait, what? What? Ah! That's a little sneak preview at one of the ones we're going to later show in this episode, like custom enchants. Now, an update to shields has been long theorized, so why not throw it in with the smithing table? I mean, it makes a lot of sense. As of, for instance, we have a bunch of different shields right here, including one called the Stone Brace Shield, which gives you a max protection of 230. The cool part about the max protection is that's not about how much damage you can block, rather what it does is it's how big of an area you can defend. So as of, for instance, the Radiant Lumen Shield has a 1280 max defense, so it defends a larger area of your body. One of these is the Silver Gilded Shield, which allows you to do extra damage to undead mobs. Or what about the Signalum Strengthened Shield, which inflicts weakness on all your enemies?
Jerome, do you want to hold right click and punch? You can bash people with the shield.
Whoa, that's awesome! So now it has an added movement as well.
Yeah, so you could like, psh.
Oh, wow. So either way, there's tons of different ways they can update shields. And like I said, if they were ever going to add those updates into Minecraft, the smithing table would be the way to do it. Now, this next one I'm super excited for because it adds in a part of Minecraft that isn't really much talked about. But that's how large the crafting grid really is. Now, as we all know from traditional Minecraft, there's 2x2 crafting, which means you don't have a crafting table, or there's 3x3 crafting, which means you have a crafting table. But what about if there's other items out there that maybe would need a little bit of extra sauce, a little extra jazz, if you will? Well, then we are going to show you some awesome ones. Here we have the Tanner workstation, the Tailor workstation, and the Designer workstation, which allow you to make all sorts of crazy custom items and affect the way we look at the crafting table. To give you an idea of what you could build here, I mean, the opportunities and the options are endless. I mean, literally, literally, you can make steel pliers all the way down to doing different types of weapons as well, such as the artisan's lead hammer, the Terra steel knife. I mean, there's just so many different things. Like, look, I'm still scrolling. Now, not all of these are weapons, to be fair, as well. Some of them are things like copper pans and things like that that really kind of add on for other mod packs. However, they still could have some application to Minecraft. As for instance, take a look at these copper cutters or even the diamond cutters that are a little bit below them. Those things right there could be used as something as simple as a mobile stone cutter. I mean, as much as we love the new stone cutter block, it is kind of annoying you have to keep going back and forth to it. So what if you could carry a pair of that around with you? So with these new crafting grids, you have access to not only new recipes, but also new ways to craft as well, as you can kind of see right here. Opening the world up to bigger and better crafting grids would just be an amazing way to start dipping their foot into future updates. I mean, just think about it. The opportunities with that are just so endless. And perhaps you could even have different game modes in the future. So you had easy, medium, hard, but what if you had like realistic as a game mode? I mean, at this point now we're talking way down the line. We're just trying to get to the bottom of what these smithing tables can do. But I think you get the point. It gets the cogs turning in your brain, and maybe you could come up with the next big update for Minecraft. Coming in at number 5 is a personal favorite of mine, and at the same time, also something that I used to absolutely hate in Minecraft. A lot of mods out there use the Tinker's Construct mod, and the reason I didn't like it at first is because, well, I didn't understand it. But just because you don't understand something doesn't mean you should be afraid of it. The Tinker's Construct mod adds in all sorts of awesome weapons and armor, but the coolest part for me is it gives access to making weapons using different items that normally don't have a place in Minecraft weaponry. So let's start off with the basics. For instance, right here, you go to the stencil table, and let's say we wanted to go ahead and just make a normal sword. Well, first, we need a tool rod pattern from there. We can go over here and get a sword blade pattern, like so, and then last but not least, you'll probably need something like a binding. We don't need a binding. We actually needed a wide guard. So there we go. If you ever get confused, you can come over to the tool station and click through the different things, and it'll tell you. For instance, right here is the sword, which is a tool rod, sword blade, and wide guard. So we go to the part builder here, and if we wanted to, we can make this thing out of flint, for instance. So there we go. There's your flint tool rod. Now you can go here, and here is your flint wide guard, and last but not least, your sword blade, and boom, you are ready to get going. Now we click on the sword from here, and we have for ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, a flint broadsword. I mean, think about it. There really is no reason why you can't do stuff like that in the real world, so why would they just add that to Minecraft? What better way to implement that than a new feature called the smithing table? I mean, I really think that could be what it is. The fun doesn't have to just stop at flint, though. You can also use different things like bones as a for instance. I mean, pretty much if you could think of the item, you can make a sword out of it. I've actually, though, personally, I have to admit, I don't think I've ever made a stone sword in this, but there it is, the bone broadsword. And look, it's even actually technically better than the flint broadsword. How cool is that? Coming in at number 6 is something that a lot of Minecraft servers and mods already take upon themselves. However, it'd be really cool to see these things added in with the smithing table in 1.14. That is new and improved custom enchants. I mean, there's so many of them out there in terms of mods, and this one here adds a ton of them that I don't even know what all these things do. I mean, literally, some of these are called Magical Blessing, Penetrating Edge, Combat Veterancy, Clear Skies, Favor 2. I don't even know what that means. The cool thing, though, is that in conjunction with the Advanced Enchantment Table mod, you can add these things on super easy and try them out for yourself. I mean, take a look. They even have something called Counterattack, which if I had to guess, I would say that if someone hit you, they would take damage too. But only one way to find out. All right, Dropsy, let's try the counterattack. So let her rip.
All right.
Oh, you took damage too. We'll do it again.
Wait.
It's like thorns.
I don't want to do this again, Jerome.
Well, pow!
No!
And the cool part is, too, I put on some lifesteal on there. So that's so cool. So counterattack works like thorns, but for sword. And lifesteal gives you health back. Oh, man! These custom enchants are awesome. So can you imagine a world...
Wait, no, stop!
Sorry, I'm still not at full health. I need more health. But can you imagine a world where the smithing table adds in all new enchants we haven't seen before? I mean, the list goes on and on of cool things they can add in. So I like it. I like that a lot.
Wait, Jerome, you need to look at this one. This is my favorite enchantment.
Whoopsh, whoopsh.
Well, no!
Shimmer?
Yeah,
That's all really
just makes it
nothing.
shiny.
Oh.
It just looks enchanted, but it's not.
Really?
Yeah, that's all it does.
Coming in at the big number 7 is a very obvious one, because if you have new weapons, maybe it'll give you access to new types of armor. Now, some of the armor is a little bit unimaginative, like for instance, just adding in emerald armor. There's tons of mods out there that already do that, and everyone's kind of theorized that that's a way Minecraft will move for a long time. However, what I would like to see is more utility armor. And by that I mean, for instance, Dropsy has cow leather armor, because why not? I mean, how funny would it be if you killed a cow, got a ton of leather, and then you were able to specifically make cow leather armor as opposed to normal? There's also all sorts of other ideas as well, like for instance this assassin's gear here, which kind of makes it so it's themed more like a class-based RPG. Now, I don't know if that's a direction Minecraft wants to go, but if they did, the smithing table would definitely be their easy way to kind of go into that. In terms of custom armor, the list goes on and on of mods out there you can get. However, of course, we're going to link it down below along with all the rest of these mods if you want to try them for yourself. Oh man, take a look how cool this armor is. I don't even know what it means or what it does, the nanorum, but it looks so cool.
You look like a knight. It looks really cool.
I know. I really like this. Oh man. At number 8, we have one of my all-time favorites, where some people like to assume that smithing automatically means weapons, armor, and things of that nature. However, that's not always the case. Smithing means basically working with any type of metal to forge it into something new and cool and creative. So, in conjunction with that, we have new types of blocks, like blocks of silver, gold, factory blocks, diamonds, emeralds, but in all different cool patterns. I mean, take a look at some of these. Wouldn't that be awesome to have these in Minecraft?
Wait, is this a battery?
I think it is a battery. That was a little strange. But
I like that one.
but yeah, take a look at this. And the cool part is, it's all using something called the chisel mod. Now, can you imagine if you could bring a block to the smithing table and decorate it in all sorts of cool ways? Even if it only worked with metal ones like gold, or maybe they'll add in new metals like silver. You never know what you're gonna get. But I think honestly, just for the sake of building purposes, that would be a really cool feature of the smithing table. What do you think? I mean, you're a creative person. You would probably love that.
I was going to say, I really like stuff that adds more detail into the game, so I really like chisel. I think that'd be really cool just in vanilla.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Oh man, well, only time will tell, but we still got 2 more big ones to go through. The next thing on our big list is, of course, getting access to new types of armor for pets. Now, of course, everyone's already done it with horses. That's been done so many times before. But what about with wolves, as a for instance? Well, here we go. The diamond wolf armor right there. You can also throw on some other ones, like, for instance, the gold wolf armor, or, last but not least, you can add chests to the side of it. That way it's kind of like a mule is, and you can pack items on it as well, which I think is just super, super cool. That's a huge development, considering outside of leather horse armor, you can't make any other metal horse armor out there. No iron, no gold, or no diamond. The only way to get those is by looting dungeons or by super, super rare drops. So all in all, considering smithing means any kind of metalwork or forgery, it very well could involve horse armors or even some new wolf armor, which I honestly would love to see wolf armor. And last but not least, we have one of my favorite additions, which is the cosmetic armors. Now, can you imagine if a smithing table would allow you to change up the appearance of armor regardless of what it was? Well, Cosmetic Armor mod actually allows you to do that. So let's take a look real quick by hopping in survival, going to Cosmetic Armor, and let's say, for instance, you're wearing iron armor, but you don't want it to look that way. Well, you can now throw another layer on top of it. Now, at the moment, it only works with other armors, but let's say they threw in there the ability to use, like as we have here, cow leather armor, or even any kind of camouflage. Like, what if you could put leaf blocks or leaf armor on top of your iron armor and make a ghillie suit almost? I mean, the options are endless. But either way, this right here is technically just as good as iron armor, only you conceal yourself as cow leather, which is hilarious because, I mean, no one's going to think that cow leather is actually that good. But either way, I think that's a really important one to have. As a complete bonus 11th one, I know initially we're going to do 10, but it just came into my head, what if they added in leveling of your swords and weapons as well? So as you use your swords and tools more and more and more, they would level up, get more durable, and perhaps even become either more efficient or deal more damage. I think that'd be super cool, and you can maybe tie in the smithing table into that. So as a for instance, if you have a weaker level sword, you can combine it with a higher level one, and that way it just keeps on progressing that weapon until until you get the ultimate supercharged god weapon. And that right there, everyone, is 11 different ideas that could be added with the smithing table. But let us know what you think down below. I mean, the options are absolutely endless, and no one actually knows for sure. Honestly, out of all the things that we did, I think the funniest has to be the cow leather armor. I mean, being able to add in all sorts of funny armors like this would just be so cool. And hey, Dropsy.
Hey,
I like the cow leather armor.
Yeah, thanks.
Ah!